When we watch a movie for the first time, we often see everything that's on the surface but can easily miss hidden details that are very well concealed. These details serve as a type of reward for viewers who are willing to go the extra mile when it comes to research or just keeping an extra eye out when watching. They can be hidden messages, jokes, or even foreshadowing that can provide vital plot points early on in the movie. For that reason, I've decided to compile a list of just that. So sit back, relax, grab a toothbrush, and join me for the 10 greatest Easter eggs in movies. Number 10 is the hidden Harry Potter sex scene. Alright, we are off to a weird start. So in Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Harry's not allowed to leave Hogwarts because he didn't get a permission slip signed. George and Fred Weasley sort him out when they supply him with the Marauders map, which is a map of the entire school that also shows the location of everybody in Hogwarts. It was an important plot point throughout the movie, so much so that it was used in the credits sequence. Now this is where the Easter egg comes into play. During these credits, we see footsteps go around the building, and at one point we see two people intertwined in what appears to be a bedroom. You only see it for like 5 seconds at most, but it's long enough for viewers to get the picture. Number 9 is the Back to the Future foreshadowing. Whenever you're dealing with time travel in any form of entertainment, your facts and figures have to be on point because of how easy it is to mess up. Back to the Future is a trilogy that obviously made some mistakes but was still very clean, concise, and well put together. It's not surprising that it's packed to the brim with Easter eggs, and one that is considered a fan favorite is the clue the director left for his viewers in the first movie. By the end of the first movie, Doc Brown is left hanging from a clock tower as he attempts to get Marty back to present time. Well, believe it or not, they kinda told us something like that was gonna happen in the very first minute of the movie. We see a panning shot of Doc Brown's office, and it passes by a picture of a still frame from the 1923 silent film Safety Last. The scene shows Harold Lloyd, you guessed it, hanging from a clock tower. Number 8 is the Deadpool post-credits scene. Ryan Reynolds once boasted that this rated-R superhero film had over 100 hidden messages and inside jokes. Well, when you take a deeper look at this movie, you realize that he's probably telling the truth. Most of these Easter eggs are just little references and things you don't need to take much notice to, but one of the more obvious Easter eggs came from the end of the movie after the credits had rolled. This is where Deadpool comes out in a bathrobe and tells the viewers to go home. Of course, this is a reference to Ferris Bueller's Day Off, where Matthew Broderick's character did essentially the same thing. It made a lot of sense as Ferris Bueller's Day Off also had a tendency to break the fourth wall and invite the viewer into the story. Number 7 is the I Am Legend prediction. Years before the Batman vs Superman movie was announced in 2014, we got what a lot of people believed was a hint of its potential existence 7 years prior in the post-apocalyptic movie I Am Legend. While Will Smith's character is out hunting, he decides to leave because the sun is going down, and when he is exiting the scene, the camera pans up and bam! Would you look at that, a Batman symbol intertwined with a Superman symbol. Fans of the DC universe went crazy at this Easter egg, as many of them took it as a sign that some kind of crossover was coming. Well, they were correct in a sense because the movie was eventually made, but it turns out that this wasn't a prediction at all, just a coincidence. The producer and writer of I Am Legend, Akiva Goldsman, had written an early draft of Batman vs Superman, so the director, Francis Lawrence, thought it would be fitting to put that poster in there. It wasn't supposed to be a big reveal, and DC hadn't even given them the rights to use the poster, but it became a big deal because A, the movie was eventually made and many people credited I Am Legend for predicting it, and B, the star of I Am Legend, Will Smith, is set to play the character Deadshot in the movie Suicide Squad, which comes out the same year as Batman vs Superman, and is also set in the same universe. So safe to say, putting that poster in there worked out pretty well. Number 6 is Iron Man's cheeseburger. In the first Iron Man movie, Tony Stark gets held in captivity for 3 months. When he finally escapes and rejoins society, he immediately asks for a cheeseburger. This just seems like a witty, relatable Iron Man quote that you could pass off, but it actually carries some weight. The real Robert Downey Jr. had a life-changing moment after he ate a Burger King cheeseburger. At the time, he was a drug addict, but after having that burger, he decided to change his ways. In the movie, right around the time he has this American cheeseburger, the character Iron Man also changes his ways. It was a nod to Robert Downey Jr.'s struggles and also a nod to the cheeseburger responsible for him re-evaluating his life. Number 5 is the Hans Wanted poster. In the Frozen movie, the main villain is an antagonist known as Hans. Evidently, he was a fairly good one as not many viewers had much of a liking for him. Disney more than likely picked up on this and decided to bring him back for a few frames in their movie Big Hero 6. While the scene is going on in a police station, we can see various posters in the background. One of them is a wanted poster for none other than Hans. The movie also features a statue that resembles the villain, and there might be a tad bit of symbolism involved as the main characters from Big Hero 6, Hero and Baymax, smash through the statue and destroy it. Number 4 is Starbucks in Fight Club. One of the main themes in this 1999 thriller is society's obsession with material possessions. It's brought up numerous times by the main character and may play as a factor to his mental well-being and stress. Well, the movie is very self-aware of this theme and uses a simple Starbucks cup to represent it. In almost every single scene, one of these cups can be spotted. Whether someone's drinking it or it's just in the general area, its presence in this movie is overwhelming. This was used to symbolize how society can purchase and consume the same things on a daily basis and not even notice it. Kind of how the viewer can see a Starbucks cup in every single scene but take no note of its importance. The actual company Starbucks did notice this trend and had the meaning behind it explained to them, and surprisingly were okay with it. Number 3, Pixar. Well, Pixar is not a movie, but there are so many Easter eggs in Pixar films that I thought I'd just quickly run through a few of the favorites instead of just choosing one. Well, firstly, both Finding Nemo and Jessie from Toy Story appear in Monsters, Inc. Then we got a cheeky cameo from our boy Totoro, who appears in Toy Story 3. Also from the same Toy Story, we got another cheeky Nemo. Get out of here. Moving on, we got Lotso from Toy Story, who appeared in Up. Then we have the credits of Finding Nemo, where Mike from Monsters, Inc. can be seen swimming across the screen. Another one from Finding Nemo is when this kid's reading a Mr. Incredible comic. And then there's Doug from Up, whose shadow makes a cheeky appearance in Ratatouille. And then finally we have this Pizza Planet delivery truck that has appeared in every single Pixar film since Toy Story except for The Incredibles. I honestly could go on for 9.5 years when it comes to Pixar Easter eggs, as there is so many of them, but I'll just end this entry here to save us some time. I recommend looking up some of the more intricate theories, as these were just small nods and references. Number 2 is E.T. in Star Wars. In the 1982 family classic E.T., Steven Spielberg gave a nod to Star Wars by featuring a kid dressed as Yoda. George Lucas returned this gesture with one of his own in Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace, but did him one better by actually having E.T. in the film, or at least having his family in it or something. During one of the scenes, you can see a group of aliens protesting something. If you look carefully, however, you can see that 3 of these aliens might look a tad bit familiar. What? It was only in the film for a few seconds, but made fans very happy. And number 1 is X Marks the Spot. In the 2006 crime drama The Departed, Martin Scorsese offered his viewers one of the best examples of foreshadowing in film history. He endlessly hinted at the character's demise with an X. Every time a character was about to die, an X would be nearby to symbolize just that. It was inspired by the original Scarface film made in 1932, where director Howard Hawks used the same mechanism. The only main character in The Departed that is never in a scene with an X is Mark Wahlberg's character, and surprise surprise, he is the only main character who survives. Thanks a million for watching this top 10. If you enjoyed, don't forget to hit that like button. But that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed your toothpaste, and as always, until next time.
You're still here? It's over. Go home.